I think we just need to keep spreading the word and letting the world know that this is not okay for them to do, and that the exposure. We need the exposure. They need to see, and that's what our goal is trying to show them this is real. This is something that I don't think they realize how big it is and what it is. And if we just keep putting it right in their face and letting them see, I think it's going to be hard to deny that there's no reason for this bill to target our sport like this.
Hi, welcome to the Breakout Cast, and today my guest is Chris Kotyk from Canada. We learned this already actually for a few times, so this time on the moment I needed it was right, or not, Chris?
That's right, you got it.
I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Kotyk from Speed Nation Canada. Today we're going to do a podcast. I'm going to do my podcast with Chris because there's a lot to tell on this moment in Canada. But I think a lot of people doesn't know you, Chris. So introduce yourself a little bit to
well, I'm a Canada native, born here. About a year ago, I decided that I was going to jump into a passion of mine, which was airsoft. So we started Speed Nation Canada, which is we're a retail store. My background kind of comes from Milsim originally. I started as a Milsim player. I don't even know how many years ago. Too many to count. Anyways, back when this was almost a black sport, it was very few and far between. So I was there for the beginning, and seeing to where airsoft has become today is crazy. I play for a team called Force Recon as well as Rush. One Milsim team, one Speedsoft team, and we actually host one of the largest games in Canada. It's called Nightfall. We're hoping to have our 10th year anniversary this year.
Okay.
So
that's a lot for a young guy. What's your age, Chris?
I'm 35.
35. That's young. To be honest, I wish I was 35. That was a long time already for me. I have that feeling sometimes, but
yeah.
But I hear a lot of things. I mean, I hear Milsim and I hear speed stuff on this moment. But it all started. Where did airsoft started for you?
Started at DMZ paintball. I had a paintball background. I played speedball, so that was my cup of tea. And then got introduced to. First, it was the military style of paintball, which they had a series here called the Canadian Tactical Series. Mm-hmm. And then that turned into the BT series, which was competitive airsoft, but it was more of a military style, right? So there was a point system and capture points that you had to get. I don't know if it's similar to like what you guys have with the Dash Masters or whatever, but it was a competitive style, and I had some buddies of mine that were military. The friends that I had that were military, they got into airsoft, and some of them said it was because it was cool. They're very, very similar to the real deal, but you shoot a little plastic pellet out of it, a little plastic BB, right? And some of the other guys, that went on tours overseas to Afghanistan, were soldiers, and they came back, and that was their way of dealing with PTSD. So a friend of mine introduced me to it for the first time, and I went out and I was like, man, these things are accurate. It brought more realism to the game, right? So I was hooked from there since. And then always in the back of my head was speedball. Yeah. Is where I started, right? It's more aggressive, smaller field, and that always had my heart as well. As time went on, I went to these games that are called Milsims, and I got introduced to a crowd and a team of players that went to these crazy games in the States. So that's where we heard, and the team primarily used to play in the States. Big, huge 24-hour games, 48-hour games, 18-hour games, and so...
The big Milsim games.
Yeah. Milsim West, American Milsim. So that team was a Canadian team, and they said, we want to start doing what they're doing there here in Canada. And this was 10 years ago when they decided to do that. So I think I came in around nightfall 3 or 4. So they started hosting these amazing games, 18-hour games, and I was just hooked to that. The camaraderie and the community, seeing everyone from all over Canada, different provinces, all come together for a weekend of just stories and things that happen that just bring memories back home. So that was where it started for me. And then a friend of mine we were talking, and he said, there's no speedball for airsoft here in Canada. And we started watching videos of Speed QB, right? You guys run Speed QB Europe up there, and watching teams like S01E01 and SYG, and it really became a sport. It wasn't just not that the milsims are not a sport, it's just a different style, but it just became this legitimate thing that it wasn't just something new. Now it's become so popular, and down here now, I started with a friend of mine, Dre San Jose and Frank Campbell. We started a CXSL, Canadian Airsoft League. So we said, hey, let's take speedball and paintball, and from watching you guys playing competitively overseas, we said, let's do it here. It's not here yet. Let's bring it here. So we had our first season last year, and the sport has grown and grown and grown. And for anyone that doesn't know what Speed QB or Speedsoft is, it's very fast paced, little small arena, symmetrical field, and you have a break wall. You break out, you got to get that flag and take it to the other team's side, all while trying to stay alive and communicate with your teammates. It's a very fast paced game style. Teaches you how to play both ways, both hands.
It's so strange, It's so strange from that background. I organized a lot for the milsim and skirmish things, and both we're both now doing speed QB and Speedsoft things. So that's so special, because why I went in there is actually because I was looking for the competition. I couldn't find that competition feeling till last year. For really airsoft, and I think it needed to grow. And now you see how enthusiastic you talk about the Speed QB and Speedsoft, and it's the same for me, because I know I was 2 years ago. A lot of people, they were crucifixing me like from It was like, what is he doing? I closed. To be honest, we had a really cool outdoor field. We built that as a complete village, and we had to close that. And a lot of people still don't forgive me that I did that, but it was just a choice in my life that I had to make. It's like, I want to go full force. You do it 100%, or you don't do it anymore. And for
Absolutely.
me, it was like, I missed the competition. I always was a sportsman, and I missed that, and that was the moment I decided, when I say, okay, to make 100% sure that I'm going to do that, I'm going to get in that plane, I'm going to see how the guys are really doing that. I went to LA, and after that, the rest is history. It's 2 years, and I came back. So it's so strange that actually, but you are more to a milsim. I never did the milsim big 24-hour games and that kind of thing. So what I really, go on, man.
I think that's what helped to grow the sport. Like, originally, when everything kind of tied together in the last year or so, having that background and knowing these people, as well as I do, wasn't even, it wasn't as acceptable. It was this new thing. It wasn't, milsim and Speedsoft were separate. And now you look at it now, I looked at it and says, well, I have this great network in the milsim industry. These people are my friends. They're going to accept what I'm doing, and they're going to support me. So I said, you know what? Let's blur the lines between the two sports. And this year, even, we've got new teams, milsim teams, registering for professional Speedsoft events. We've got professional Speedsoft teams going and playing these milsims and becoming one big community. And it's just amazing to watch. And that's why we started this store, was to grow the sport in general, right? And let the world know, like, how much this has helped so many different people in their everyday lives,
And that's so cool. I mean, and every time you see more and more people from the skirmish world or the milsim world, they're coming, they try. And I don't know if you have the same, but 8 out of 10 of the people who's coming to try, they stay. They stay. They stay. It's like, it's precisely that thing that they,
addictive.
yeah, and they can disconnect that milsim feeling out of there, and they say, okay, this is something different. I'm not a milsimmer now. I'm just doing something different, and I like it. And it's with the same gun as I do my milsim, or maybe a little bit different. But I think it's that competitive thing that's going on that moment. That's when you're on that breakout wall, you know, and you hear the 3, 2, 1, or you hear feet weapon. That boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. That feeling.
The intensity
is so high, but many people. The target market on this moment is for me personally is not the milsim market or anything. I just like you know, you want to blur them and get them together and try it. If you don't like it, it's good, but we separate them. On the moment when I decided to make it, we have a big arena, and in the arena, I just put a wall, and that's the speaker B area, and that's the skirmish area. And they accepted it. You know, it's two separate worlds. They don't have to play with each other if they don't want. And it's great, and now you see that they do from both sides, and
the crossovers, really.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And not to mention, like, we're in Canada. People don't realize how deep that this rabbit hole goes. There's a lot of people even here that don't know what is airsoft, what is speedsoft, what is milsim. Man, you guys are in Europe, Los Angeles. We got California. We've got Netherlands, Belgium. We've got France, Italy, Japan, Taiwan, Brazil. It's worldwide. People don't realize this is a community that's not only just individual. We all have the same passions and the same goals ultimately, right? So,
and it's such a short time.
Yes,
and that's cool, and that's why I believe in this sport that hard. It's crazy, and one thing that I really have to, I want to go a little bit back in your milsim time, because you said one thing that really I noted, that is that you in Canada used it for people who came back with PTSD. Is that's something? I don't know if they use it over here, but I think that's a great idea to help those people to.
I don't know if it's targeted towards that. I think that some of the people that live that life, they come back home and they have PTSD and they don't know how to deal with it, and it gives them an outlet to, it gives them that relief, gives them that stress relief. Like, I know a couple people personally that have PTSD, and they tell me that, airsoft helps them cope with everyday life if they don't know what they would do if they didn't have that. And to me, that speaks volumes. Huge. We've just been locked down worldwide. We've been locked down for how long? How about the people that have been cooped up in their houses? This is what they do every year, every season. They go out for the weekends. They're active. People, you will never see more people that even, you'll see out of shape people even. You'll see them, and you can tell in their everyday life, they're not active people, but they'll come out and be active for this. It's a different, it helps people in so many different ways. It's hard to explain.
I noted that to bring it over here, just to launch it, to say maybe this is an opportunity for helping those people. So I never thought about that thing, but I think it can help. And then going back to your thing that you started last year, to be honest, I was introduced to your concept, CXSL. And you started it last year, and it's a little bit different than Speaker B, because you make your own rules and that kind of things. It's like speedball, it's airsoft, it's a combination of
same thing. It's the same format basically. It's a center flag push style of play. Same style, bunkers, smaller bunkers, symmetrical field. We just have different rules, and we primarily play outdoors. Honestly, indoors we would play it as well there. However, with the lockdowns, we saw it as an outlet to get people and still be able to grow the sport, and still be able to play this wonderful sport, and just it's just a little bit different. It's not all that much. The rules, the rulings and the scoring system might be a little bit different, but that's just like, the CFL and the NFL. The field might be a little bit different size. They might have a couple different rules, but ultimately it's the same sport. We're all playing airsoft. We're all playing it. To me, I look at milsim is the community is absolutely amazing. Not to say that the speedsoft community is not. It's amazing. You travel more so. We travel more for those. They're longer games, and that's the camaraderie and the stories and the memories that you make are amazing. And I look at, for me anyways, speedsoft as the sport of airsoft. They're both sporting events. Don't get me wrong. They both use the same equipment, the same everything. But like you said, Speed QB, Speedsoft gives that competitive aspect to the game, right? That allows people to compete and see who's the best, right?
And athletic, it's the combination of that. It's the people. You need to train to be fit. I mean, if everybody thinks that they just can stand against the wall and wait before the Zoom goes, you're going to be dead in a few seconds, because it needs need to have condition. You need to train. It's something completely different. And yes, I think a milsim can kill you. You need to have condition too. You need to be a sportsman too, and you have to train for that too. But it's different. This is short.
It's the sprint. It's the sprint versus the endurance race.
That's it. Perfectly said there. So, but the CXSL, what can I expect? Is there one division, two divisions, 3 or 4? What?
We have a pro division.
Cool.
Which is, we have cash prize. So I think this year's $5,000 cash prize. It's the professional division. This is the teams that are out there every week, putting in the time, practicing, running drills, coaching, and just doing it to it. And then we have a D1, which is our Division 1. And that's basically the semi-pro division. And inside of that is, we actually created that to grow the sport and to drive new players to the sport. We've had so many inquiries of all these players that basically said, we would love to try this out, but I've been watching those pro teams out there, and I don't think it'll be fun to go out there and get slaughtered by these teams, right? So we gave them a separate division where people can learn the sport, help grow the sport, and really just have a place where they can go and try it and get the same atmosphere. They get the same professional grade atmosphere, that tournament style gameplay, without having to go up against giants in the industry and become one of those giants eventually. But it gives a starting spot for these new teams and players.
I've got a question. You definitely know what I'm going to mean with that. But what does wildcard companies say to you?
Sorry, say that again.
Wildcard company. What is that saying for you?
Wildcard company.
Wildcard. Carp.
Oh. Wow.
Wow, man.
Wow. I can't believe you brought that up. That's awesome.
That's cool, no?
So a lot of people don't know this about me, but that's awesome that you brought that up. So I started a chapter of the Wild Carp Company, which is a carp fishing club, years ago down here in Canada. I know it's huge in Europe, right? We got companies like Corda and those big companies. And, I fished a ton of tournaments, going after the big guys, right? So carp wasn't actually kind of the same thing that we're doing with Speedsoft we did with fishing. So carp originally here, it wasn't looked at as a sport fish. It really wasn't. It was looked at as a garbage fish. That's how people looked at it. They want bass, they want muskie. I said, no, man, you ever had a 30 plus pound fish on the end of your line? I'm like, this is a sport fish. And, I hosted booths at the Sportsman Show here. And we used to host tournaments, carp fishing tournaments based right off of European and UK style
man, I see you there standing with some fish there. I think, man, they are almost bigger than you are. It's like this. But the coolest thing about it is I had a podcast with Jimmy Toaster, a.k.a. Toaster, and he's his hobby is fishing. So this is so cool. I think many people that I'm gonna interview or where I have in my podcast are gonna have something to do with fishing, I think so. But no, it's cool. I mean, I saw those pictures and I really said, man, I need to know more about this. But is it still a hobby, or is it still something you do? Or
yeah. So now I don't do it competitively anymore. I used to. Yeah. I used to be a sponsored angler, right? And fish big tournaments. And now fishing will always be a hobby of mine. Always. I take my kids out fishing. There's nothing better for me than to take somebody who's never caught a big fish before. Yeah. Because when I go out, it's like clockwork. Right, I know where they're at, where they're going to be, when to get them, and where the big guys are going to be. Right, so I love taking somebody that's never had a big fish like that on the line. I'll take them out with all my gear, and we'll set up and put them on fish. I don't need to catch them. It's all right. I've felt 50s, I've felt 40s, I've felt the big guys. So it makes me happy to put somebody else on a big fish like that, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to feel. I think. I mean, I had yeah, we call it a catfish. I had a big catfish when I was young, so I like that. But I didn't fish for many years. But it gave me a peace of mind on a moment when I was sitting there. You know, it gives you some rest, but I don't think you get some rest if you get a 40-pound or 50-pound carp on there. But no, I saw that.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, but I like that. I mean, it's something there where you're going back. But going back to where we were is like we were on this moment. What I see just from what I see from Canada, I mean, Canada is a beautiful country. I mean, I was there twice. I was lucky there. I was in Toronto, and I had a time of my life. I went to the Niagara Falls. I had the whole area together with Dion, but what I really now from the last year, what I see is that the airsoft community in Canada is so big and so great. And people take it so serious because when we started with Speaker B or we started with Monk Customs, one of the first people who reacts and who are always on the topics on there is always Canadian people. And that's why I was so shocked, because this is going to be a big part of this podcast. This is why I was shocked on the news that I had this weekend. And you sent this to me, guys. It was about the Bill C-21. I mean, I didn't know what I hear. You know, it was something like, what is this? It came for me out of the blue. What's happening over there? What's
Well, Bill C-21 in short is threatening our entire way of life here, our small businesses, our airsoft community as a whole. It's basically it's not law yet, and we don't want it to become one. So that's why we're reaching out to have our voices be heard. But basically what this bill does is takes all these markers or / toys that we're playing with, because that's what essentially they are. They're not firearms. They're the same thing as what a paintball marker would be. They shoot little plastic cornstarch pellets. They're taking those and they're redefining what the word replica means, because a replica gun in Canada is considered prohibited. Up until now, because it shoots in between 366 feet per second and 500 feet per second, wasn't classified as a replica. It's not. I mean, some of them, do they look like real firearms? Yes, they look like them, and that's the realism of it. Just like a water gun or a cap gun or any other thing. But basically, what they're trying to do is redefine the word so they become prohibited and we can no longer import, export them, or use them, which will destroy our businesses and our sports.
But I mean, was there a reason? Did something happen in Canada? So
basically what it is it's basically a bill that they designed that sucks toys into a gun control bill. Mm-hmm. So there's more to it. Right. I'd much rather let people from like the CCFR or Canadian Firearms people could probably answer those questions better. But basically, it's a bill, a firearms bill, that is kind of pulling in what we hold dear and joy. No one ever reached out to say, like, if there's an issue with something, how can we remedy that? How can we get around it? How can we fix the issue? But instead, we're getting sucked into a bigger picture, and that threatens all of our sport in Canada in general, and any business that deals in that sport, right? So
I mean, you can't change. I mean, you can't change the law in just throwing out a bill and saying, well, today we don't like it anymore. Bye all those people who start their companies and players. I mean, how big is the airsoft community in Canada? I mean, it's huge.
Oh, it's massive. You're going to see stuff popping up on the news everywhere. I don't think that the people realize, like, we're talking tens of millions of dollars in small businesses. We're talking every province has airsoft in it. Mm-hmm. Every province has airsoft in it. Every paintball field is slowly adapted airsoft, and airsoft has become massive, and it's only growing, right? So not only are they going to kill an industry that provides jobs for people and provides businesses with a way to support their families. It also is going to kill an industry that provides people in the community a home and a place for them. It's we just want our voice to be heard, right? I think that if we can get enough of our members of parliament to discover and see what airsoft really is, what the sport of airsoft is, and what it does for our communities, that we can get enough of them to vote against the bill.
I think that's a good thing, Chris. I mean, I think a lot of people in parliament or somebody in politics, they really have no clue what airsoft is. I mean, they really see something, but they really don't go and watch what is in an AEG. If they see that the HPA engine is just something that blows air and nothing more than that, but they have no clue. They see only that
they see that it looks scary, right? They see it looks scary.
So they see this as something they can't control. Maybe that's maybe they are scared or I don't know what, but it's something.
You know what? It's so poorly written that it's not even definitive on what exactly they're targeting. It's very vague and gray area, They're saying that, if it looks like a firearm with precision, but what aspect of it does it have to look like? From how far away? From, there's so many different little things. What constitutes it as a replica? It says of a model of if it replicates a model of a firearm, does that mean that if it doesn't look like a model that is an actual firearm in real life? There's so many different details left out of this bill that how can it even be taken as what it is?
Well, when you go to your shop, I mean, look at your shop. There are many and different replicas on the wall. I mean, let's be honest. If this law or this bill is going through, I mean, I think paintball is gonna be attacked too. I mean,
paintball, mag-fed paintball is going to be attacked. Airsoft is going to be attacked. It's not the whole community is literally at risk right now. And I think that our main focus for everybody in the community, and I've seen over the last week, everybody banding together, stores and communities and teams and everybody, that people that normally maybe wouldn't even be talking because they're from so far away, all come together from every province. I've seen people come together to try and share this message that you're taking something away that shouldn't be taken away. And
of course not.
If you want to take it away, can you explain to us why you want to take that away? Because you're targeting something that in no sense is going to make the world a safer place. Yeah, it's not a bill that is going to come into play and all of a sudden crime is going to stop, or it's going to make the world safer because you said, you can't use these toys anymore.
Of course, that's why I ask you. That's why I ask you. Is there something happened in the law? I can understand when maybe 2 or 3 bank robberies were there, or some kids.
We're still trying to decipher it, right?
Or some kids were shot because they were playing on the street with an airsoft gun. I understand it. That you have to make some rules to make things safety. I'm with that. I'm in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, we need
100% are with that.
Yeah, and in the Netherlands, we need an official license to have an airsoft gun. I mean, you have to be 18 years old, and you have to have no interference with law or anything like that. You need to have a clean sheet.
So even here, to buy an airsoft gun, Bert, there's a strict ID process. You come in, you have to be 18 years old to buy one. And all the places that these are being played, it's all private events, or if it's a public place, not a public place, but private fields like DMZ Airsoft or the Flag Swipe or Flag Raiders or all these different paintball places or airsoft fields. It's not like people are taking them and going and playing out in the forest here. That's not, I guess statistics would be in the same kind of ballpark as like, I have everybody in the world has a knife in their kitchen, If somebody misuses that knife, are we going to ban all the knives, or are we going to maybe make gun laws or laws in general stricter, but instead they're proposing this to take away airsoft toys from the community, and then without explanation telling us how that's going to fix any problems that there may be, because the problems in Canada with gun control or gun laws is with illegal people, criminals, illegally obtaining firearms and using them in illegal acts.
Mhm.
Even the talk of strictening gun laws, you're giving a law that a law-abiding citizen is going to abide by. The people that are committing these acts and these illegal acts, they're not law-abiding citizens. They're criminals.
Yeah,
These
you're
guys are
right.
going to break the law, whether they're going to break the law or not. So it's very contradictive,
Mhm.
I guess you would say.
Yeah, I understand. It's to be honest, if the focus is that, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's something you can't compare. I mean, but yeah, again, I was shocked, and I really said, okay, how can we as Europe or as community help you guys to to make a stand together and see if we can reach something for you or help you, because I feel that
We appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. We need it at this time.
Yeah, of course, and all the support, 100% from us, from and I think from everybody in who plays airsoft, because I heard some nice stories of people who went to Canada for mil sims and that kind of things, because it's a beautiful country to do that, but it's a hobby, it's a sport. I mean,
Yes.
it's the same. I mean, like, yeah, I don't. I think politics sometimes are too short, and they just want to push things through. And I have an idea with things like COVID, they have the time to sneak things between there and say, this is the right moment to catch things and make new laws or try to push something through it, so we don't have to put it in to vote over it. I have that feeling. I don't know if it's true like that.
This just demonstrates, though, how big the community really is, and the reach that there is. The fact that you contacted me to come on this podcast and speak on the matter and showing your support. The fact that all these teams and all these stores and all the whole entire community countrywide is coming together to say, hey, no, we can't let this just happen like this. You need to give us an explanation. You need to explain why you're trying to take this from us. And there, from what we've tried to look up statistics and different things. There's no stats proving why this needs to happen. I don't know if it's a collateral damage or if they're trying to target this, but without a reason for a bill like this, I mean, I don't think they realize how big we are as a community and how big we are as a business and how big we are as an industry. And I think that once they get an idea of what this is, you know, we have a Young Guns program we run that they're gonna now take away from us. A Young Guns program where we get kids in to come and play and learn the sport. It's a team building sport. They learn how to be part of a team. They learn how to communicate with each other. They learn how to be athletic. They learn skills that they can now take out into the real world and that will benefit them. They learn how to take coaching from a coach. So they learn how to take criticism. They learn how to improve themselves and how to be better. They learn how to they learn sportsmanship. This is all something that you're going to take away from a community for no good reason.
Yeah, and respect. I think a lot of people misunderstand that especially kids, you can teach them respect. You know, have respect in
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's. Tell us or tell me how we can help you, guys, because we're really supporting you from this side, and anything you ask or we can do, please let us know.
We appreciate that. Stay tuned. I will be sending you some stuff. We've got, I don't know what the international petition will help, but we're working on. We've got basically the industry and the community has come together to put together some information that can maybe help you guys help us. Mm-hmm. Right now, we'd just love for you to help spread the word and help show the world that this is a safe sport for people of all ages to come out and enjoy and play. That this is going to cripple businesses. It's going to cripple sales, international sales. Small businesses are going to go out of business. I'll tell you right now, if this happens and this bill goes through, my store could be finished. Paintball could be finished. This could all be over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah,
for what?
I think about the sports. I mean, the people who play the sport, man. I mean, from a hobby to nothing. You know, you have something and then it's gone. And
that's it. I'm one person. I'm a family. I have a family at home that relies on me to pay my bills. Yes, but it's bigger than that. It's not just about me. It's not just about the businesses. It's about how many other people is this actually going to affect, and for why? For what? You know, what is the purpose of this? And is it worth it? And like I said, maybe I'm wrong, and I think that maybe they just don't realize how big this community is worldwide. And I mean, you can help attest to that. You know, that's how you guys can help. You guys can help us by helping to spread the message and the word, and let them know that this is a legitimate sport, and you know they're gonna hurt the community big time by doing this.
I think with this podcast, I think we're telling them already, like, people, we just play sports. We're not criminals. We're not playing with real guns. These are toys. Actually, we are big, small, little guys who like to play with toy guns, and we are not aggressive. And if you see how fast this sport is growing, and I'm an example of it. You know, 2 years ago I started SpeakyB, and look where SpeakyB in Europe is now. You know,
it's in every country.
It's in every country. So people needs it. People needs it, and I think if there is aggression or something, they can better put it on the field and don't put it with aggression, but just have something to play with, you know, then go outside and do nothing and go to the real criminal stuff. So I really have no idea where this is coming from, and we do everything. So is that petition, is that still live? Is that still there?
There's petitions. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be in contact with my people, and we will send you any info and any petitions and anything that there is. I will send them to you. We can maybe post them and post our message on the link or whatever attached to the podcast or whatever else. Or
we're going to share it on all our platforms. I mean, we're going to share it on SpeakyB. We're going to share it on Monk Customs and SpeedTech if it's needed. I mean, we're going to share it definitely, because I think this is so important for the global community. So everybody again, this is not only where a podcast is about, but I'm speaking not only to you now. For 5 seconds, I speak to everybody. For everybody who cares, please, I think we have to stand as one together for Canada and help them competing this bill and hope we'll get rid of that, because we want to come over and place on the CXSL, and we want to play on Milsim in Canada, because it's a crazy country with crazy people and lovely people, and we want to be there. So it's going to be taken from us too, you know. It's so I think it's people need to be smart and look at. I mean, again, the PTSD people. If you take this away from those who really help, this helps those people. I mean,
people that fought for the freedoms that we have in our country.
And now you take it away. Is something what helps them. So, yeah, you've got my full support, my team's full support, and I hope everybody who's listening help these guys. Anybody, it doesn't matter if it's Speed Nation or other people in Canada. Everybody who asks for help.
We're all one. We're all one right now.
That's it. They are all one, and I think we have to unite as a global one to help you guys. To be honest, so this is everything I can do. So is there something more that you can help or can say about it, or is this?
Man, just the support that we're getting alone is fantastic. We're currently contacting all of our different areas. We're all doing our part to contact our members of parliament in the government, and we just need the exposure for them to see that this is something real, this is tangible, this is safe, it's regulated, and how can we move on? There's countries that are playing airsoft that you can't have guns, period.
Yeah.
There's countries, look at where it originated. Look at is it Japan?
Yeah. Yeah, so Japan.
Places like that. You can't have guns but they're manufactured there. They're played there. Why? Because it's not a threat. It's safe. It's a safe sport. You're taking away a sport. And so I think we just need to keep spreading the word and letting the world know that this is not okay for them to do, and that this is the exposure. We need the exposure. They need to see, and that's what our goal is trying to show them this is real. This is something that that I don't think they realize how big it is and what it is. And if we just keep putting it right in their face and letting them see, I think it's going to be hard to deny that there's no reason for this bill to target our sport like this.
And you're right. So everybody, again, we're going to help you and help these people and help all Canada and all those airsofters. And yes, if not, you're always welcome to Europe, and we will supply you with everything you need. But I mean,
you know, I'll be there. But let's hope it doesn't come to that, Bert.
No, it will not. I really hope that people get some sense and understand that this is just a sport, and nothing happened. So there was no criminal or any activity. So I really that's why I didn't understand it. It's like,
if you know what is to stop anybody from doing anything illegal? You know what I mean? How many screwdrivers last year were used to break into a car? How many? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna say like, oh well, these could be used in robbery or something. Sure, they could. So could anything else. And the statistics show that. It's not like a super high level of something crazy happening. That this is happening all the time. It's just an attack.
But there are more reasons. There are more things than just directly ban things. I mean, think about it.
Yes,
I mean, you can make regulations. You can make regulations, and you say, yes. Okay, you need a license, or you need orange tops. Orange.
If they bothered asking, or trying to find out more information, there would already have been an agreement made or something. And I'm not saying that because honestly, we don't want this bill to go through. Period. Mm-hmm. If we're not asking for amendments, we think it's wrong. We don't think it's right at all, and I don't think that this bill should go through. Period. But if there was regulations that needed to be made, there could be. It's this is wrong. It's a poorly put together bill that attacks on all fronts with no reasoning and or description. It's not even descriptive. It's so black, so gray and vague. It's just, I think we just keep doing what we're doing and
I mean, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Let's be honest. It's like, I understand that people, if they see a replica where we play with, I understand that maybe people can be scared, and I understand that maybe people is getting shot. But from the other side, look at America. I mean, the biggest country in the world where real guns are legal, but for airsoft guns they put an orange flash hider on there, so you see it's not a real one, and that's a solution. Right. That's a solution that's better than banning. So, and
we have less real guns in Canada than they do. You know what I mean? It's not even as big as a threat.
And as many people say, if you want to do illegal things, you're gonna walk the illegal roads. So if you want to do something bad, you're gonna do it not on the legal way, but on the illegal way. So it's stupid. So yeah, it has no reason to put this bill in there for this. So again, we're gonna support you wherever we can, and I'm gonna go through a few little more questions for you, my friend. It's
awesome. Okay.
What? Maybe something about what are your goals? I mean, for the next coming 5 years, Chris. What are your goals? Your personal goals, privately, business-wise, doesn't matter. Just what is your personal goal?
The same thing it was. Like I said, when I first started this business, it wasn't to get rich. I started this business because it was a passion for me, because it means something to me. And I want to share that with the rest of the world and the rest of the community and the rest of Canada. So my goal is still to stay on track. My goal is still to grow this sport and let everybody enjoy it. There's so much to it, and it brings so much joy and so much happiness and so many memories. I can tell you memories that just will stick with me forever. The camaraderie, the brotherhood that I have with the guys on my team. That's all part of it. Long-term goals is just to keep doing what we're doing, and it's being jeopardized right now. But I don't know. I try and live my life the right way and do things the right way. And I want to keep that with me always, right? I want to, in the next 5 years, I want to see my kid. I've got 3 beautiful children and a wife at home.
You've got 3 kids?
17 years.
You've got 3
3
kids?
kids, yeah. I've got, my daughter is 17. I've got a son, 11. And another daughter who's turning 3 this year. So big stretch of ages. But my daughter's going into med school this year in the university.
You were a young you were a young father, man. You're 35, 17, so you were 18 years when you were a father?
Yeah, 16, 17.
Yeah.
It's been a long road. Been with 17 years with my wife, and
so all the kids are from one with your first wife, and you had your first kids together when you were 17. Yeah, that's crazy. That's cool. That's. I mean, not a lot of people who has.
No, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So your daughter is 17. Your oldest daughter is 17 years old.
She's going into university this year. She wants to be a doctor. She's honor roll student her whole high school career. My son's my little football player, and my youngest, she's got the best of both worlds. She's got the smarts, and she's athletic, and just a joy to be around. So I don't know. My goal is just as much as being a businessman is great. The payment for me is to be able to spend time with my family. It's being able to grow with my family and share something that I love with everybody else, right? It's all about love and making memories. That's what everybody's goal should be. Everybody's goal should be to make memories. Don't live to work to live.
Yeah. I wish I could say this. I said this long time ago when I was the age as you were. I decided that, because I work my whole life, and I don't have any problems to work hard. And there was a moment when I was 35 or something like that, and my buddy said, "This is too much," and I had a warning. I had a physical warning, and then I say the same thing you said, and on a moment your body is getting used to it again, and you feel you're getting in there again, and sometimes I really wish that I really could do it, but there's as nobody else. When you're a businessman, that you make commitments, and you have to pay the bills, and it's not like you're working for a boss or something. People working for you. You have responsibilities, and you have to pay them. So, like now in these times, I mean, we're gonna. I'm been tested for the last 9 months or 10 months. I really been tested. It's like there was something for me. Like I don't want to lose my people. I don't want to lose my people who are working for me. And it's very hard, but it's a commitment, and you have to. I cannot work. I cannot live now on the way, as you just say. Work to live, because now I really have to work to let everybody live. It's giving everybody that chance. So there is no time for pause. And I hope when we have this all behind us, and we have the COVID, and everything is back on the road again, because 2020 would be. We were pushed back now for 2 years, I think. I mean, 2020, everything was ready for us, 2020, to launch with Speak as big as we can. We had everything there, and then in March it came. So it was already hard working, but since the COVID came, we had to shift in gear 7, I mean, we have to.
And that's the thing is this COVID has crippled us already. We've struggled to hang on, but still we've dug deep inside us, and we've pushed through, and we've powered through, and we've worked our butts off behind the scenes. People think, my store's closed, I'm not working. No, we're working to survive right now. And you're right. We've powered through, and we've pushed through, and we're still here. And then something like Bill C-21 comes along and threatens our entire existence all over again, right?
That's the extra thing. That's so I really hope that that we're gonna get some rest too, and for you that this things is not. The only rest that we get is that the season is gonna. That the fields can go open, and that the guys can play again. I mean, this is what everybody missed. This is, you feel it. Everybody is want to go there. So, if you think about future-wise, Frank, CXSL, How do you see it future-wise? How big you see it? Do you see it Canadian?
Huge. Like I said, last year we started with one division. Because of COVID, the last event that we had, we only had a handful of teams because we couldn't gather too many. Even outdoors, and people were getting scared of, COVID, maybe I shouldn't travel. This year, we're in other provinces already. We've got teams from Montreal and Quebec coming down. We've got Milsim teams joining in. We have 2 divisions. One division, I think we've got 8 teams already confirmed for this year, and that could jeopardize this whole, this went from something small into something that everybody wants to be a part of. You know what I mean? This has brought teams out of the woodworks and the D1 teams, new players and teams that want to experience this. They saw it last year. They saw it happening again. They say, no, this is the year. They watched it last year. They saw it was a spectator sport. And now they're raring to go. They've come in. They've bought new equipment. They're ready and they're prepared. And now this is again being threatened. This sport is being threatened.
We're gonna do everything about that. So I mean, for us too. I mean, Canada, as you know, is a big part for Speaker too, because we had a talk for a few weeks ago together with Royal Speaker and you're the guys who can do this in officially, maybe semi-officially in Canada, and everything is possible because it's growing, and Canada definitely needs to be in there. And again, if it's not in there, you're always welcome at our spot, and we hope it will not stop over there. So it's so that's actually a little bit that it's not a goal, it's more a dream that you have. I mean, the dream that you have is making this sport bigger and bigger and go national, international, everywhere you want.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and people don't know, we have Canadian teams here that were set this year to represent Canada in that Real Strike in the global championships, right? And it's big, and I think, like I said, it brings me back to the point where we just need to keep shoving it in their faces until they accept the fact that this is real and this is something that they don't need to take away.
Well, show them some videos of DreamHack, and show them some. I mean, DreamHack that's a good example, because we were at DreamHack the last 2 years ago. And I mean, there were more than 10,000 people, normal people walking around there, and we had an arena built in one of the big halls, and people who were not there for airsoft, they were just there for gaming, and they saw us, and they really were captured by how cool it is, because it's more closer. Speak QB is more closer to gaming than it's to Milsim, and I understand again, but don't.
You want your kids sitting at home doing this and playing video games all day, or you want them to get off their butts, get outside, and be active in the community?
I want that they game, but next to that, I want that they're going to be active in the weekends. Yes, I want that. But be honest, on this moment, if you were my kids, I've got 2 young kids here, and one is 9 and one is 13. They game, but they don't want to do something on this moment like what is not associated with what they do on the games. But paintball is something that they rely on, and what they can connect. They connect that to the gameish world. So this is something that they are really interested. The oldest of 13, he's already like, Dad, when can I come? When can I play? When can I play? And it's like, that's what he wants. So, but don't ask him to go soccer or play any other sports.
My son, same thing. He's 11.
Yeah.
And he's same thing. Dad, I want to go play. He's played Speedsoft. He's played Milsim side of things, not to a long Milsim, but he's played in if that's, you're going to take something away from a kid who may not have any other aspirations. That may be it for him. That may be what he wants to do. And so that's why this is so devastating, not just affecting businesses and adults, but it's affecting our youth and our future. And you know what I mean? Already it's bad enough. They've been locked down. They've been on school break for a whole year. They've been locked down. And now you're going to take away the ability for them to be athletic and to do something they enjoy. That's completely safe and regulated, controlled.
We've got 7 minutes left, because I don't want to make longer podcast than 1 hour. And
okay.
But we are 53 minutes, and I think we told a lot. But there are a few little things. I always end with questions, and you just pick one of the questions. You don't think, you just say it. But I didn't have the time to prepare a lot. Before we go there, there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, that was one thing. If you see at the Speaker B and the paintball, because you have a paintball history, and you go to Speaker B, do you have the same feeling that I do? Because Speaker B, I mean, we're working hard to make that community big and professional. But I think that if the sport really needs, to grow, but it needs more professionality in the way of training. It's like all those guys just coming to the field. I saw this last year, and you see them running, and you see them sliding. You think they really need to be trained, like how they need to move, how they make their actions. And do you think that the professional paintball scene needs to get a little bit closer to Speaker B to make it more professional? It's just an open question.
I think so. One of the main teams that is with us in Canada, they're actually semi-pro paintball players, and you can tell the ones that come over from paintball are light years ahead of the ones that just come in from never playing anything, or just being in airsoft, and because of that practice and all that. And yes, I think that it will definitely help. It will help set a standard of where professional teams need to be. That's what I mean.
It's not. That's precisely what I mean. So I'm sorry for my English. Sometimes I can't explain what I mean. It's like I think you need that professional training and experience. I don't want that. I don't want that only paintballers are coming to play Speaker B. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just to make it more professional. You need their experience, and there are the most closest people with the most experience on that level. Like it's not paintball.
My team, Rush, SN Rush. I come from paintball background. Dre comes from paintball background. So when we train and we practice, they're doing paintball drills. They're doing snap shooting drills. They're doing sliding drills. They're doing switching hands. They're doing one ball drills. And they've been a super dominant team last year in the CXSL, and it shows. They started off very slow. And over the course of 1 year, just the training that they've done in practice that they've gone in, coming from the paintball world, the paintball side of things, night and day, man. These guys are now top level team that are going to other provinces and cleaning up and going and just getting recognized as a top team from coming from some of the players were average woods ball players, and we took them in and trained them up, and that's what you get.
And that's why we are different, and that's why I think we have to make stand on that, because it's not a fight between you're a paintballer and you're a milsimmer and you're that. We just want to make our sport good, and we just want to be different, and we want to do everything about it that everybody can enjoy who loves the sports, who embrace embrace the sport.
Yeah,
everybody's welcome. And I'm going through my questions now. So you can't say no. You have to answer. So it's just all quick. Right. There we go. So, Chris, paintball or airsoft?
Airsoft.
Airsoft or milsim?
Oh, speedsoft or milsim?
Sorry, speedsoft or milsim?
Oh man, that's a 50-50 for me. I like the competitive aspect, and I love playing speedsoft.
It doesn't work like that. It's from the heart. It doesn't work like that.
Oh man, you're killing me. I'm gonna go milsim, man. I gotta go milsim with this one.
Airsoft.
And my reasoning is because the memories I have.
It doesn't need a reasoning. It's just only if it's 50.1%. It's okay. It's from the heart.
It's 50-50, but you're forcing me to change the number, Bert.
That's
right? 50-50.
It is but it is milsim. That's cool. So
you're making me lie.
Airsoft or carper fishing?
Sorry?
Airsoft or carper fishing?
Oh, I got to stay with airsoft for now.
Cool.
Airsoft.
There we go. Hard or soft?
Hard or soft? In what?
Doesn't matter. Just hard or soft. You like hard or soft?
Hard.
Single shot or auto shot?
Say that again?
Single shot or full auto?
I'm single shot or auto. Semi is great. It doesn't bother me either way. I don't know. I like getting shot, so I like getting it full auto. I like getting it single shot. Doesn't matter how it comes.
Single shot or full auto?
Let's go full auto then, baby.
Cool. 5v5 or 1v1?
Ooh, that's a good one. 1v1.
Car or truck?
Truck.
Good question.
You knew that though already.
AEG or HPA?
HPA all day.
Left or right?
Right.
Ford or Dodge?
Dodge.
Where we go here? Ice hockey or football?
Football. Wait, are we talking American football or soccer?
No, we're talking about American football because I know American football is Canada, or is soccer football too, or
no, it depends what country you came here from.
So football for you is American football or not?
Yes, so, American football. So, yeah, football, 100%.
So brain
football.
Damage. And then there we go. I know you only support Canadian teams, and you're right. So I don't let you choose on Canadian teams. So is it SYG or second to none?
Ooh, it's putting me on the spot.
Not only
listen, I'm gonna go with statistics on this one. So I gotta go with S2N on this one. I got to.
Hey, Chris, man.
Hey, SYG, I love all you guys too. Actually, I play Xbox with some of the SYG guys and stuff too.
That was my last question. Xbox or PS4?
Xbox.
No, it's crazy, Chris. This is something. This is we keep this in there. You know, it's the yes or no or the questions, and it's just cool that you see that you force people into a corner. Like, I really don't know that. I don't know. So thank you for your
participation.
Yeah, participation and your help, and again, we're going to do everything to help you guys with the community. Tell us what we have to share. Everybody who listens. Thanks, Chris. And
thanks for having me on, Bert. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to speak again.
All my greetings to Frank and to everybody who's working there, and we hope to see you soon. And thumbs up, my friend. Speak to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.